All right, guys, how we doing? Thanksgiving week. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. We have, we have the main course of the week here, the Monday Market Report. I'm actually very excited to talk about this one, as the coin market for the last week, kind of took an about face. It's kind of weird how, a lot of the coins that we traditionally talk about, namely registry set coins. You guys love to hate those, I'm sure. Um, Virtually non-existent for the week. It could just be that Great Collections has kind of pulled back from selling those for the week for whatever reason. Sometimes they'll have gaps here and there. Where they just, they just kind of take a little bit of time off from certain types of coins. That might be just this week. However, where there is a gap in one segment of numismatics, we now have seen just a robust area and growth of another type, and then that's, you guessed it, U.S. type. This is, as good old traditional Thanksgiving week fare goes, this is what we call a feast for the eyes. We got the feast for the stomach here in a few days. We got the feast for the eyes today on a Tuesday. Now we did upload this a day late, but not a dollar short, that's for sure. So again, we're going to recap all of the most significant coins that have sold on Great Collections ending November 24, 2024. So this is all coins from last week. The sales have ended through live auctions or just final bidding on Sunday, the 24th. And then after the dust had settled, we have this report right here. So we traditionally focus in on pieces from the year 1900 all the way up. Except I have one bonus coin in here that'll make your guys' head spin. I wanted to throw in, and it's not something that we traditionally talk about, but it's going to be a nice little bonus ball for you guys as we head on through this week. I wish you guys nothing but the best. I am incredibly thankful, me personally, to have each and every single one of you. Just really supporting what I do here. 2024 has been kind of the year of inconsistency. I'm not afraid to say that. We're looking to change that up in 2025. The live coin Q&A in itself, a group that I am absolutely 100% happy to be a part of. We are doing some changes there as well, and then the show schedule will be different as well next year. We're going to be attending different things than what we used to. So something to look forward to. All right, and speaking of which, we are continuing on with our promotions on the platform Whatnot. One of the fastest growing live auction platforms to date. It's been my perennial favorite in 2024, to really deliver home some high quality coins to the people. Bring on the holidays. We are here. We have arrived. And we're going to continue on with these banging Friday shows. Maybe there might be some nice last minute gifts on the horizon. We cover all the bases. If there's a specific price point you're looking for, a certain budget, more than likely we're going to be able to fill in that for you, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So again, our Friday shows begin at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, we cover a lot of things. There's even things on the list besides U.S. type bullion and world coins. There's currency and various exonumia and various other things like that we also offer to patrons. If you're not signed up yet, I will have my link down below in the description box, and it'll probably be pinned in the comment section as well. Go ahead and sign up. I'm going to give you $15 off your first item that you purchase, whether it's through my stream or someone else's. Pretty good gig there, and you could save yourself some money and get a much bigger piece than what you bargained for, which is really cool. All right, well, enough of all that gyrations. Let's go ahead and get started. Again, enjoy the feast for the week. 1955, the perennial favorite amongst U.S. type coinage of the last 100 years, has arrived on the Monday market report. This one coming in way of a beautiful, very kind of like middle of the road mid-state 62 brown color. Very pretty. I seem to favor a little bit more of just nice brown oxidized coins. 62, 63, it's all good. It's all deadly. Because it means you don't have to spend, five figures on a coin like this. But don't get me wrong, it's still a very expensive coin, but very equitable, and these coins have been slowly trending up year after year. Little small short gains, 1 to 3% each and every single year. Coins that 10 years ago used to be just a little bit more affordable. Now, they're beginning to show their bulkiness in the marketplace. I mean, make no mistake, this one's very discernible. Unfortunately, it's a coin that's been counterfeited quite a few times as well. So there is that. Someone had asked me, Sean, if I'm in the market for a 55 DDO. I mean, would I go raw if I knew I could save myself a couple $100, or should I just go for something that's in a slabbed holder? And traditionally, we adhere to the standard of buy the coin, not the holder, which seems to be true for about 99% of the coins out there. But this is one of those classic case examples where having one integrated holder that's certified, authenticated, is definitely the smartest business decision you'll make. Your collection will thank you for it as a result. So this one ended up selling for $3,768.75, and then we also cannot forget this one's also CAC certified as well. Beautiful piece. We also have this one here. If you want to know what kind of like the next tier, if it's not going to be a top pop coin with a CAC sticker, what's the next tier looking like? Well, that's this coin right here. Mid-State 68 Plus, I believe, is the highest grade of most of these steel cent dates. And with the CAC, sticker on it, it really turns the coin into about $30,000, $40,000 pretty quickly. But what if you don't achieve the highest grade nor a CAC sticker? Well, you have this coin here. And not only that, it's also graded by NGC. NGC, for the longest time, some people have played them as second fiddle in the grading universe. It could be just um, the expectation that they're a little bit more lenient on the grades, and that's entirely not true. This one right here in a 68 ended up selling for $1,518.75. A really nice, healthy price tag for the next kind of like lower tier. If again, this is like a safety net grade. And the thing about steel cents is that they're so well struck that a 68 is not outside the realm of possibility. If you came across a BU roll and you look through them and you're very diligent about finding coins that have the cleanliness and the strike that these do, which oftentimes they're going to be very well struck, that you're going to serve yourself a really good chance at obtaining that high grade on these. So yeah, I mean, these coins are popular for a reason, and they're going to continue to stick to that narrative for many decades to come. 1914D, I mean, this is a perennial key right here. It's a top five key date of the series. We've seen a lot of these in good to VG. It's just the grade that pops up of these very frequently. There were, in a sense, workhorse coins. A lot of them circulated, very few of them saved at any decent kind of condition. However, we cannot argue that a nice, like, meaty XF45 is it's a very nice coin. This one right here, graded by the new kid on the block, CAC-G. They are fast becoming a large part of the grading culture today. And they've been around already over a year. It's been like a year, almost a year and a half since they began started grading coins, and I think we're getting used to seeing them, on things like the MMR or maybe in a dealer showcase at the next show. It's just there's going to be more CAC-G slabs coming out there. If there was any guess in anyone's mind of whether or not they're relevant, I mean they are. They are well positioned to take over. I'd say probably the number two spot if they keep doing what they're doing. But anyways, the 14D, I mean, it's a must-have. If you're a completionist of Lincoln Cents and you want something that's a little bit better than your average, then you probably won't have a problem shelling out $1,003.50, which, by the way, is what this one ended up selling for with the juice. So, I mean, pretty nice coin, even in this condition. I mean, I would take it all day long. I've never owned an XF coin or higher of a 14D. I think VF 25 was the highest I've ever owned. And still, a coin like that will still set you back around, 3, 4 bills in today's market. Not every day you come across a satiny proof early date, 1912 Lincoln wheat cent. Man, this thing is awesome. Um, I had a question probably about 4 or 5 months ago in one of my other videos. I mean, what's a discerning uh, kind of thing to look out for when you're trying to cherry pick a proof early date like 1909 or teens Lincoln? And the devil is in the strike. The strike, just how blocky the edge and rim is on these, they present just a whole lot differently than just your run of the mill Lincoln cent. I mean, sure, the fields have lots of great texturing, but so do business strike coins. What they really lack, however, on the business strike is the overall blockiness of the edge and rims on these. This one right here, beautiful 67 proof brown, and the attributed kind of like bluish purple toning on these that seem to develop. That's kind of like the more common color on these are just lights out. They are spectacular. Not very cheap. These things are not cheap at all, and God forbid you find a full red version of these. I mean, those are mountainous kind of coins. This one, however, ended up hammering through for $3,945.38. We also have another great date here, 1909s, the all-American, all-original coin here. What is missing is the VDB on the reverse, but as a kind of like semi-key coin here, this is one that we certainly cannot ignore at all, especially in higher grades. They get pretty pricey once you go beyond like mid-state 65. This one right here happened to clock in as 66 red. Beautiful piece, by the way. It's got the kind of like the wood graining all across the coin. $2,846.25 was your sale on here. And then we also have this beautiful gemmy full red Indian head cent. Indian head cents in full red color that look like this hits quite a bit differently than any other Indian head cent. No other mid-state color designation even comes remotely close. These almost have like an appearance of it being gold, which is kind of crazy. And this one right here, a Mid-State 66 red CAC green bean, it's serving up all the right stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. $2,766.38. All right, so we highlighted through the first six coins all Lincoln cents, and usually we have more to offer you. Sometimes we have those registry set coins, like kind of like the later dated stuff. Sometimes we'll have varieties. It's just been overall kind of like a collector smorgasbord, don't necessarily need to be registry set caliber. I would say the 43D might be the outlier here. But as we go on through the rest of the coins in this video, we probably have maybe another one or two registry set caliber pieces, but overall, it's mostly for the collector, the high-end collector, and the investability side of things, which is welcomed, right? Like this one, for example, is just a premier variety that nobody ever looks for. It's not the doubled I, it's not the 43 over 2 that we all long to look for. This is just the regular FS 103, in 66 by NGC, not even full steps on there. So it says a lot. This is a coin that realistically you and I could cherry pick out a show as long as you're able to find it. Man, I mean, this thing will serve up some dollars to any collector that's looking for it, and it's not one that's traditionally seen in a marketplace, unlike your doubled I or the 43 over 2. So this one here, $1,569.38 was the sale price. I mean, you buy the coin for like 10, 15 bucks. You cherry pick it with that attribution on there, send it off to your favorite grading company, and it comes back five, six, or seven. Doesn't even need full steps. You're into some money here. Buffalo nickels, my gosh, we were inundated by Buffalo nickels this week. So which just kind of delivers this message of the firepower and just the overall popularity of the series from top to bottom. A 38D and a 67 plus with a CAC green bean is not a top tier, top pop coin. It's not the finest grade. I believe 68 plus is what we're aiming on here for this one. But it's got the cat green bean, and it's a very well struck coin. So this one right here, $1,041.75 was your finale. We also have a 37D three legger. I actually saw at one of my shops a customer had come in trying to sell a counterfeit three-legged buffalo. Man, those things are like night and day. You can tell the difference between one that is the real deal and one that is, well, not. But when you always see the real deal versions like this one here, you kind of understand. You really kind of develop a kinship to the coin, to where you could 100% know if it's the right one. And that's this one here. It's far from the perfect coin as far as strike, and that's really one of those diagnostics that help deliver the final call of whether or not this is a real three leg or one that has been abraded down naturally. So 65 is a bomb of a grade, right? We haven't seen one of these in a good fair while. It's also got a CAC blessing on there. How about $32,625? Does that make you weak in the knees? I know it does to me. It's not even the highest grade. I've seen a few much higher graded examples through some like of the bigger kind of collections, eclipse six figures, and that, my friends, is quite marvelous. We also have a 35S. Kind of a little bit tougher date, but nobody ever saved these in the highest state of preservation. Worn circulated examples are pretty common out there. If you're looking for it, you can buy one for a buck or two. But how often do you see a 67? You really don't, especially one that's raw. This one is a true beauty. It's just missing that cack green bean, whether it deserves it or not. $1,480.50 on the sale. It's based off of that price. This is not the top grade. We also have a 34D. This one here, I think, gets a little extra consideration with the color. And overall, it's just a really kind of tough date. It's one of the toughest dates out there, especially during the 30s. 34D is right up there with some of the just more yucky 1920s coins. This one here is 66 plus. Lots of extra credit given to the natural toning of this one. $10,237.50 was the final total on this. Here's a 25D. Now we're talking. This is like rarity to the extreme here. These things were not as well struck as we'd like, but that's just, kind of the sign of the times. Um, yeah, they were circulated. If you're looking for something like this in worn condition, they're actually quite easy with a partial date. But how about 65? This is a big one here as well. $3,474 was the final tally for this example here last week. And the final Buffalo nickel of the week is the 17D. I mean, it's like night and day when you look at this one to the 25 we just looked at. Yeah, they still cared about die maintenance, the quality of the strike, and how clean the fields are. Still very much a thing in 1917. This is 4 years after the introduction of this design, which is a game changer in today's hobby. CAC certified on a 66 grade, and how about $6,469.88? If you wanted this one, you would have to paid at least that amount. There was a lot of bidding activity for this early date. All right, the dimes. The dimes are what else can I say? These coins are what dreams are made of. They're not particularly rare dates either, but they are 100% original. They've been sitting in like an album of some sort, you know, for the toning to be as pretty as some of these are, and just how perfectly progressive they are. You know, it's just like the move from one color to the next. It's just so smooth. It's like, you know, fine whipped yogurt. I don't know. Is that a great analogy? Probably not. But hey, it works. Or how about placing spackle on new fresh drywall? How's that? If you're you know, pretty well versed at, you know, at that trade, then you'll know what I mean. 42S. Yeah, these are a little bit tougher to find with full bands. 1940s coins in general, doesn't matter what denomination, they're not really that well struck. You know, there's something missing here with these. You know, particular San Francisco coins that really kind of pushes the collectability to the next level. All right, CAC certified, of course, we know this why this one's here, the grade and the toning. All right, it's a good mix here. $1,481, 62 pennies is what this one hammered at. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was like, yeah, there's a good one in here. Yeah, case in point. 1941. This thing is, I don't know, it's like a fairy tale on a coin. I mean, yeah, that sticks. I'll take that analogy all day long. It's a fairy tale on a coin. It's just so magical. Mid-state 68 full bands. Keep in mind, this is like one of the more common dates in the series. So, you know, the fact that this has everything going for it, CAC gave it its blessing as well. I'm more than surprised it did not sell for more than it did. $4,686.75. Yeah, I was like, man, this thing looks like an $8,000 to $10,000 coin. It looks like it. Maybe if it was a 68 plus, right? You know, maybe it's things like that that could really push this one over the cliff and you know, into the promised land. Um, 38S, yeah, talk about your tough date here. It's a tougher date in a sense that full bands is next to impossible to achieve. But how about this tone and color? We've seen some pretty impressive 38s, you know, whether it's a P or an S or whatever, with some really good color. This one, yeah, this is the Lucky Charms of Mercury dimes. You know, it's that rainbow that goes across the valley, and it's like you got to try and find the other end and collect that gold. Well, what if at the end of the rainbow it was this Mercury dime here? Yeah, I'm just full of different analogies today and other things. Just excuse me, I'm projecting and, you know, taking my sweet, fat, happy time getting through this video. 68 plus, CAC certified, $4,611.38. Here is the morality question. Do you pick this coin over the previous one, the 41? Because the price difference was like 75 bucks. And the 41 sold for more than that. 38p, 38p, yeah, right here. Full bander too, 68 full bands, CAC. Um, cool toning, but you know, we're comparing them to the previous three coins, and this one I would say comes in number four on the eye appeal chart. Um, but the price tag is top. It's the top one at $8,156.25. All that due to the full bands. That's the kicker here on this one. All right, we got a few quarters. All right, 4060, kind of out of nowhere, just a weird date here. Other than the fact that this one has some pretty good crusty color on it, it's not a date that we normally associate with being like a high-powered rarity. This one right here probably more suited for a registry set, I suppose. Midstate 68 was a grade on this one through NGC. $2,531.25 for this one. 32S, of course, you know, one of two big key dates for the series. This is what a Mid-State 65 coin looks like with a plus designation in NGC plastic. This one right here, $2,364.25. Um, so I threw in a couple of doozies here. This is one of them. 1905 Barber quarter. It's a Philadelphia high mintage coin. Well, what is particularly, scarce about this one is its grade state. 66 plus, 100% original thick skin tone on both sides of the coin. It's very consistent throughout, which is a look that you like to see. You don't like to see, say, a beautifully toned front, and then you have like toning on the reverse that's like either splotchy or kind of like different colors than what is projected on the front. CAC certified. I mean, shoot, what else do we have to say about this one? It's just marvelous. It's a great collector coin. $3,431.25 for the sale on this one. Very impressive. And we're going to end things off here on a pair of half dollars. We went like the tale of two extremes here. So we highlighted a really stunning Proof 69 deep cameo accented here last week. How about a 68? One grade point lower. This one has little tiny specks of white all throughout the coin. That's probably what suppressed the grade on this one, by a point. But overall, it's a real pretty, variety type for this one. Yeah, proof deep cameo on a 64 is quite impossible to find. If you had the inside track to looking through some of the earlier struck specimens, probably 20, 30 years ago, you probably have a good chance at cracking, some of these big price tags. $4,108.50. That's a hell of a safety net there because the 69 sold for over $10,000. So when you don't achieve the 9 grade, you get an 8 with accented hair, deep cameo. It's only 4 grand, right? It's like nothing. So, um, yeah, I could imagine a Prusa 67 decam is probably what, about 800 to $1,000 if I had to imagine. If I had guessed, I haven't seen one in a while. But check out the last coin. All right, this is my bonus to you on Thanksgiving week. It's something different, something bold, something old, and something old. I just said that, right? Um, yeah, we don't talk about coins prior to 1900 that much, but I had to throw this one in there for a number of reasons. 1894 O Barber half dollar. It's a business strike, but you see what I see on the label? It's PL. It's proof like. At first glance, if you stuck your hand in front of the label and just covered it, you're like, oh yeah, that's a beautiful cameo proof. No, it is a mid-state PL, a designation that's all too new on these earlier date coins like this. We see it all the time on like Morgans and whatnot, but on a Barber, oh my gosh. Um, CAC certified as well. This is kind of like one of the more unique coins in recent memory that I've covered, and I had to talk about it. It missed the cutoff by 6 years, sure, but we're in the midst of a kind of a special week here with Thanksgiving and all that stuff. Um, yeah, I mean this is kind of like the main course of this so-called feast for the eyes, and a real pretty one at that. Wouldn't even begin to imagine the price tag, and I saw it. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's awfully rich. $38,250. And here's a crazy part. In 1894, not in New Orleans, because they didn't make proof struck coins from the New Orleans Mint. In 1894, Philly, deep cameo in a 66. Um, I have to think long and hard. Let me check my phone here. I um I am very interested in knowing what the heck a Proof 66 decam of an 1894 would go for. So, yeah, this might take a second here. Sorry, guys. 1894. Um, because and we're gonna do deep cam. We're gonna just go right straight to the bonus round. All right. Well, this is kind of crazy. So 66 plus deep cameo proof with a just ridiculously small mintage, $14,000. This one sold for 38,000, $24,000 more. And the proof 1894 has a mintage of only 972. Kind of wild, crazy. Um, yeah, I mean, this is probably I'm gonna say, and I don't want to speak for you guys. This might be the most interesting coin that I've seen in quite some time. But that's it. That's gonna go ahead and do it. Happy Thanksgiving to each and every single one of you. We do have a whatnot show for Thanksgiving Eve tomorrow night on Wednesday. Hope to see some of you there. But in any event, this video is for entertainment use only, not financial advice. Please collect and or grade your coins responsibly. I'm your host Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound. It's good to be back on the video train, and I hope you guys are enjoying the hobby as much as I am. It's always good to see these coins that maybe one day I'll be able to obtain one or two of them at some point, but from afar we'll just enjoy the story as it goes, as we say. You guys take care. Um, Thank you again for all your views and support. Happy Thanksgiving. Be fun, be safe with your family and friends. All right, take care, guys.